This is our Q&A session. If you're new, now, unless you're going through fast track, you're probably, you're not going to be making the most out of these sessions unless you've earned your fast track badge. I think, Sasha, if it's okay with you, unless it takes a different path today, I want to go over that fast track test.
Okay, good.
You've got to earn that fast track badge. I know 2 or 3 hours on the phone yesterday with people, right, Sasha, that same amount of time that I took on the phone with them, they could have already earned their fast track badge. We're really overthinking this thing. There is no shortcut. There's no shortcut. I don't care. Sasha's heard me on the phone debating with doctors and, well, usually not doctors. Doctors are all about us, but dietitians and nutritionists debating. There's nothing to debate. It's science. In order to lose body fat, you must be in a calorie deficit. You must control insulin. You must get in adequate protein. Whichever way you do that is the way that you should live. Okay. Whether it's some other program or this program, Fast Track teaches that. It installs the right foundation. And now listen, Fast Track by itself will give you enough understanding that anytime, like Brother Charles said, there's been 2 commercials that's come on in the past couple of months. He's literally called them and said, this is a con job y'all are doing, because he understands nutrition. Okay. He understands what he's doing. So even if for that reason, go through Fast Track so that you know when you're being duped, when somebody's pulling the wool over your eyes, because Fast Track lays it out perfectly. This is what you got to do to lose body fat. Doesn't matter what you call the program. Okay. So earn the Fast Track badge. And if you can't earn it, reach out to one of us and let us help you earn that. So when you come here, the Q&As don't scare you off. Okay. Because sometimes it's not just a fast track question. It's more of a personalization question, but we all build off of that same foundation. Now to Aaron. Travis, I have a question about plateaus. We're on week 8 and my wife weighed this morning. It has been stagnant in the scale, moving for the 2nd week in a row. What should I tell her to keep her motivated and sticking with it? We're eating the right way and measuring everything, but if she sees me lose and she doesn't, I can understand why she gets discouraged. Any advice? Can you tell me her height and her weight? She may not like that, but can you start thinking about giving me her height and her weight and how much weight she's lost? And then I'll give you general guidelines, but when you give me that, I can give you more specific guidelines. So anytime someone's hit a real plateau, the first thing I ask for is the journal. Can I check her journal? Is she journaling? That's a question I want to throw out too. Next, what we need to do is have a 3-day plan to make a comeback. So she's journaling. Then now we need a 3-day plan to get things moving again. So for 3 days, here's what we're going to do. We're going to drink our water. You might want to write this down, everybody. This is the Plateau Breaker. Always drink your water, journal, eat in the right food combinations or approved recipe. Portion, do not eat more than 3 times in a day. No grazing, no snacking, no freebies. Breakfast for the Father, lunch for the Son, dinner for the Holy Spirit. 16-hour fast, 12 if you can't do 16. Then I need 15,000 steps a day for 3 days. 15,000 steps a day for 3 days. If the person is at all capable of doing that. The only foods that should go in the mouth should be red column on a portion plate, or, and this is red column, a lean meat with hemp flakes or hemp hearts, nothing else. Make sure you're taking your good quality vitamin to fill any nutrient gaps that may be holding us back. No bread products. Meal replacements that are a -2 or -3. 3 days later, she's down 5 pounds and she's ecstatic and got her momentum back, got her mojo back. That's how you do it. That will rock it off. It works for every single person. So that's how you do it. Now, unless it's that time of month, she'll still be losing the body fat, but that water weight gain will kind of mask and hide the fat loss. But after we're through with that cycle, then boom, you'll see the real results. And it's kind of striking That always works for everybody. Don't tell them to do it forever. That's pretty much how I live now. But just tell them 3 days. We're doing for 3 days, and it will be mind-blowing. Hope that helps. Sasha, will you send me a message that just says, sorry, I should ask Tammy. Tammy or Sasha, send me a message that says, write that up so we can just give it in a link from now on, because we talk about it a lot, take up a lot of time talking about it, and then I can just give a link, and then she's off to the races next time.
Did you say, Brian?
Newbie will still actually, can you tell me what the metabolism points are for? Metabolic points is something I put in there a long time ago that I never did much with. The longer that you're in fat burning, this is pretty interesting. Okay, I do a lot of weird things to help my mind. Remember, I built the website to help myself back in the day. Now we're trying to do it to help other people. This is how I live my life. It's Command Central. This is beautiful. Are y'all ready for something beautiful that Bryant's brought up that might be striking to you? Are y'all ready? Are you ready? All right, I'm gonna give it to you. Let me answer Aaron's question real quick. 5'2", 230. She should be losing at least 2 to 3 pounds every single week. Aaron, is she journaling so that we can look at her journal? And bro, email me. I owe you some stuff too. I got to email you back. I got in late last night. I'm going to get it to you. That PowerPoint, I did the PowerPoint, but I got to get, I owe you some other stuff too. Yeah, the product training. But email me if I don't get you what you need here about your wife, because I want to make sure she gets the help. Yeah, ask her if she's journaling. If she's journaling, we're gonna get her going. If she's not journaling, I still need her to do that plan for 3 days. Do you think we can motivate her and hype her up to do that plan for 3 days? Just 3. That's all we need. And she'll drop 5. Boom. Just like that. Boom, shakalaka. All right. So here's the beautiful thing that I wanted to show you. Here's my weekly timing chart. That weekly timing chart where you get the fire on the website. Does everybody know what I'm talking about? After 2 days, you get into efficient fat burning mode. Okay. I'm going to give you an illustration. Your metabolism actually works better than this illustration. But I used to play games with myself, and I would accumulate metabolic points and see how many I could accumulate. Watch. So let me give you the mindset. Okay. We're going to relate our metabolism to a production job. There's not many of those left, but I used to work production. Anybody ever worked in a plant where you worked on production? You had to meet production. Our kids don't know what we're talking about, do they? So here's the deal. The illustration is I'm working in a manufacturing facility. I'm working in a manufacturing facility, and I've been given a quota. I have to meet that quota. If I meet that quota 2 days in a row, I earn $8 an hour. But the next day I meet that quota, I go to $8.25 an hour. The next day I meet the quota, I go to $8.50 an hour. The next day I meet the quota, I go to $8.75 an hour, so forth. The first day that I don't meet my quota or take a day off, then I go back to $8 an hour. So that's the illustration. So watch. This is how your metabolism works with truly having perfect days. It works better than this. So on Monday, I start my job, I meet production, I make $8 an hour. That's like having a perfect day. On Tuesday, I make production. Everybody seeing this? I make production. This is how your metabolism works. Trust me. You're building a fat adapted metabolism. So I made it. Now, Wednesday, I worked hard and I made production again. What do I get paid on Wednesday? I lost you. No, $8.25 an hour. I go up a quarter. On Thursday, I make production again. In other words, I run enough carpet. When I worked in a carpet mill, I run enough carpet, right? So Thursday, I'm at $8.50 an hour. On Friday, I'm at $8.75 an hour. I've had now, this day on your calendar is fire. Fire. Listen, somebody shout glory. You're training your body to burn booty. You're training your body to burn fat. When you see that fire in your calendar on my website, if you are honest about your assessment of your type of day, you are on fire. Look, by Friday, you're at $8.75 an hour. I want to pause here for a moment, and I want you to listen to something very profound. Only the people that get this will be successful. People say, well, then why? This is some of y'all, right? I love you. I've been there too. You're thinking, well, then why is the weight loss slower at the end of the week than it was at the first of the week, right? Because that was water and glucose. You weren't even losing any of this hardly. This is what's got to go. This has got to go. Everybody say, it's got to go. It's got to go. That jiggly, itchy stuff, that stuff's got to go. But by the end of the week, if you've been honest with your assessment, you're losing fat. Now watch. Here's the mindset that we want to adopt. Okay, so Saturday, they say you can come in and work overtime, and if you meet production, you go up another quarter of an hour. Some of the people say, well, I'm going to go play this weekend. How many people, you know what I'm talking about? This is brilliant, isn't it? I am brilliant. I'm joking, but I'm brilliant. So think about it. Behavior modification, that's what we're doing here. Think about it. Your mindset's shifting. How many times have we took off on the weekend because of FOMO and it's a reset? So how many of you would say, I'm working this weekend? Now, you have a perfect day and you're at $9 an hour. And on Sunday, you're at $9.25 an hour. You're exhausted from a hard week. You didn't take any holidays. Now, when we come back over here on Monday, you're working hard again. How many of you is going to bust your tail on Monday to meet production? Because if you don't, you go back to $8 an hour. I'm going to meet production. That chimichanga is not worth it. So now I'm at $9.50 an hour. On Tuesday, I'm at $9.75 an hour. On Wednesday, you're getting rich. You're getting rich, burning fat. Now at $10 an hour. $10.25. It's Friday. You're at $10.50. How many of you is going to work through that weekend too? You go back to $8 an hour. If you don't, you're going to keep working it. Now, some people will say, but eventually I'm going to have a holiday, and that's discouraging. So you'll go back to $8 an hour. This is how your metabolic points work. However, look at all the extra money you made. Does that make sense? This is how your the best illustration I can think of to tell you how your metabolism works. The longer you go, we call it is anybody from Atlanta? Is anybody my age and you remember the radio station? My favorite one's Z93. Z90, y'all remember it? I can feel it coming in. And then they'd go to commercial and he would go, lock it down and rip off the knob. Z93. This is the Z93 component, ladies and gentlemen. The more days you'll give me in fat burning, doing what I was sharing with Aaron's wife, you will build up such an amazing fat adapted metabolism that given 3, 4, 5 months of being that consistent, you will have to say, how do I stop the fat loss? That's how it is. That's it. Zoom user, praise Jesus. I'm off 2 of my meds already and have lost 25 pounds, but I'm still taking Levemir. Does this help me or hurt me in keeping my insulin controlled? It helps. It helps. It's not going to hurt you. As long as you're following the plan, it probably will help some. Hey, Teresa, y'all know I'm cutting up when I say I'm brilliant. I get beat up a lot during the day. Sometimes I have to talk myself up. Sometimes you just got to talk yourself up. It's all right.
You are brilliant. You're a lot. You got a lot to give. And I mean, I'm amazed. I learned something. I still learn something new every time I listen to you. So it's pretty wild. Pretty wild, but you're brilliant. That was a great analogy, by the way. I haven't heard you talk about it like that, and that really puts it in, it's a visual on it. So that's really cool. So
Every time we have a holiday in the beginning, it's like putting water on your fire. That's why it takes 2 more days. So we're putting water every time we take a holiday, and you don't need to get discouraged about it. They happen. You're still doing better by having perfect days, but it's that consistency. Let me show them something else, Sasha. We hadn't showed them in a long time. I think might bring some light, but don't get discouraged if you can't do it in an extreme way. You don't have to do it in an extreme way. Oops. A lot of this is strategy, right? A lot of it's strategy. You have to burn through that glycogen to get into the fat, okay? You got to get into the glycogen. So on your calendar, right? So if you have perfect day, holiday, perfect day, holiday, perfect day. And then you have perfect day, holiday. Okay. So in that given week, this week I had how many holidays? A lot of people will say, I'm doing the same thing so-and-so is, why ain't I losing as much? Well, if you really are doing the same thing, you're same height, same weight, same gender, same age, and you were really doing the same thing, this person never even got in efficient fat burning mode. Look at this next week. There was 2 holidays here. There was 2 holidays here. Guess which one burned more fat? The second one. That's how the body works. I can't help it. That's how the body works. You got to burn through the excess glycogen and it releases the water. Then you can burn it. You can tap into that stored fat. That changed my life. That changed my life. Work hard, play hard. Anybody else? Any other questions, comments? Yeah, if you strategize your days that way and you have 6 or less holidays a month, you're going to lose 10 to 15 pounds every month unless you're really close to goal. Isn't it better to have holidays back to back? If you're having more than one holiday, it's better to have them back to back than spread them out. That's it, Deborah. We're driving the Corvette. You can drive a Beetle Bug with this program. You can drive a Corvette. But here's the good news about the Beetle Bug. You still make it to the beach, right? If you leave out from North Georgia, headed down here to St. Augustine, whether you're in a Corvette or whether you're in a Beetle Bug, you're going to make it either way. You just don't quit.
We had a question that I was asking Sharon. She was asking, she was so hungry last night she could not sleep. What is the best thing to eat or drink around bedtime to push off the hunger when it happens? And it's so funny. When I was first learning the program, and Katie was one of your instructors, and she was coming over to the gym to coach us, and I was so proud of myself one night because she said, "How are you supposed to? You have your 3 meals a day, and you space them 4 to 6 hours apart, and then how are you supposed to go to bed?" And I shouted out, "Hungry." She said, "No, not hungry. You're not supposed to go to bed hungry. You're supposed to go to bed on an empty stomach." And there's a difference. And I was like, in my brain, I had to go, I had to kind of like undo that. Oh, okay. Well, let me think about that because there is a difference. There is a difference. So it's, but I was going to ask Sharon if she was journaling, and then also I have 2 of you in the system, Sharon. So if you let me know which username is yours, then we can check specifically. But I think there's a lot to that. There's several different ways to answer that question depending on what your days are looking like, what your goals are. You doing, it looks, if I'm looking at the right journal, it looks like maybe you might be doing some intermittent fasting. And so we might want to, think about what your goal is and how you can, some meals that look like you're having at, 9 p.m. And then other times it looked like your last meal was at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So it looks like there may be some different things going on, but I don't know if you wanted to address anything there yet, Travis, for the about that.
Well, there's a lot to unpack there because again, it's one of those slippery slopes where without looking at the journal, are we having perfect day, holiday, perfect day, holiday? I don't know, because once you become a more fat adapted metabolism and you pay the price for that, a lot of those cravings and hunger issues go down. And then we have to address, was it really physical hunger or was it more habit and emotional hunger? It's like, if I'm in a habit of having my popcorn every night, it's not that I'm hungry for popcorn, but it drives you mentally crazy because you're in a habit of doing it. And every time you have your nighttime popcorn, even if it's approved, it's like if you're trying to avoid that to lose more weight, that brain wants that dopamine hit that you've been giving it. So is it physical? Is it emotional? What are we trying to do here? Are you staying under your calories for the day are you rationing right? Is this really physical hunger? Because not to be disrespectful, I doubt that it is. I suspect it's more withdrawals or habit, because that's just how it's not accusing or criticizing. We're all in that same boat. That dopamine hit's very powerful. And if I get in the habit of having my popcorn at night, and then one night I don't have it, it's like I'm hungry, but you're really not physically hungry. One of the things we have to look at first is, can I do what Katie said? Can I embrace the growl? But I'm so hungry I can't sleep. All right, then can we have something that's a freebie like cucumbers or sugar-free Jell-O? Well, that didn't satisfy me. Well, then can we have some boar's head lean turkey? Can we do that with a pickle? Maybe. You got to do something to satisfy yourself. I understand that. But if we could go 2 or 3 days with some discipline and realize, hey, I've been eating 3 meals a day. Now, if you're not eating 3 eating episodes a day, a lot of times I'll counsel somebody to find out they weren't eating 3 eating episodes a day. Well, then why didn't you eat another one? You could have had another one. So if you're having 3 and you're still hungry, we may have to have a few days where we just tough it out. But if that's not it and you really can't sleep, then maybe try some mellow out. Maybe try mellow out or sugar-free Jell-O or some cucumbers with a splash of Bragg's apple cider vinegar, maybe bran crisp bread with a little bit of fat-free cream cheese and sugar-free jelly. That's a freebie. Just something to satisfy that mind, and then maybe you'll be okay. If you can tap into your stored fat, then you won't be feeling this so much, this hunger, this need for glycogen, these withdrawals. We're all in that same boat. It's just deciding, what do you want to give up to get to where you want to go? Well, I'm not willing to give up my nighttime eating because I can't sleep, then we've got to select 5, 6, 7 things that we can go to right before bed that's not going to ruin the perfect day we just worked so hard for. So you might want to get a mentor appointment and try to come up with a list with Joni of things that are not going to cause you to go out of fat burning before bed. That would be my suggestion if it's really hunger, because I don't know. It can be very offensive for me to tell somebody, you're not hungry, you just think you are, because you may be really hungry. I don't know. But I know for me, it's usually emotional needs.
Well, it sounds like she did talk to us a little bit, and she said her work schedule is a little crazy. And so that's why it looks like she's fasting, and she's got to do a better job with journaling. So definitely journal as much as you can, Sharon, because that'll really help us to help you and answer that question more specifically for you. And because, if you're exhausting all your snacks during the day, then you couldn't have a snack at night. If you're, maybe you don't, the freebies are always great for me. And it's usually just about chewing on something, getting something. And so I've gotten to where I'll make some, a little cup of a tea or something, or the hot tea to sip on, or something to just have. And the sugar-free jellos and that kind of stuff are great. And but if you haven't had your snack yet, somebody else had suggested just take a little spoonful of the peanut butter that's approved if you haven't had your snack, and use that, because that is really satisfying and filling. So there's a lot of things you can do, but just depends on a lot of what your day looks like.
Just wanted to acknowledge Sandra Williams just shared a praise report with us. You need to look at that one. Sasha, you remember Miss Julie, she's down 5.5. That's awesome.
Oh, awesome.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yay.
Thanks for sharing that. I needed that. Over here with Elizabeth, is the growl and hunger okay to ignore? I can get through it if it's safe. Okay. So if we have when is it not safe? I want y'all to think with me. Please think with me. Please think. Everybody let's do this. Everybody put the thinking cap on. Y'all ready to put it on? Boom. There's excess fat, there's reserve fat, and there's essential fat. When you feel the growl, you never need to worry about it. If you can stick with it, stay through it, you never need to worry about it if you have excess fat to lose. If your stomach is growling and you don't have any excess fat to lose, we need to feed that growl. But please stay with me. We're looking at it the wrong way. If I'm in a Hemi, everybody know what a Hemi is? It's a Hemi. Do y'all know what a Hemi is? Have you ever heard one of them things roar? Sounds so good, don't it? It's a Hemi. Sounds so good. What does that sound like when you push that gas pedal in and it's in low gear? Does that sound good? Yeah. Listen, it sounds good, doesn't it? Is it expending fuel? Is it getting rid of fuel? Is it burning fuel? That's what's happening. When that stomach growls, you earned that thing, girl. You earned it. Now pop the clutch and let's go. Let's go. Pop that clutch. And let's burn that fat, because your body's saying, give me some glycogen. Your body, when you hear the growl and you have excess fat, it's saying, give me the glycogen now, or I'm going to have to switch gears. And you don't give it any glycogen. So it has to do what it's growling, it's saying glycogen, 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 give me glycogen. And we about to pop the clutch and shift over into fat burning. Now, how long can you go? It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful. I don't want anybody suffering. And our perception can be reality, though. I don't get the growl anymore because I'm fat adapted. If I get the growl, see, my clutch is working smooth. My clutch is working smooth. Yours will too, I promise. You just got to stay with it. How
Yeah,
do we give glycogen? So anytime you eat anything with carbohydrate in it, you're giving your body glycogen. Carbohydrate, fruit, that's glycogen.
there's I don't know if you all have experienced it, but I know for me that statement and just changing the way that was in my brain about hungry versus just just empty stomach. I really started to pay attention, and I remember saying that I felt like I was melting. I could feel my body switch from just using food for energy to using body fat for energy. And if you can just pay attention and just let that feel like I'm not hungry. I'm not, that's a mind thing. And you can feel yourself melting. That is a really powerful thing too, to really, kind of embrace that. Like, this is power right here you're getting. It's not just that I can't eat, I can't do, I can't. I am doing it. I have control of this, and I am melting. I'm sitting here in front of all these people with whatever my last meal was. It's my body's burning up body fat. It's just a different mindset. So it's a cool thing. I have felt it. I love that feeling of you're literally melting, and it's very cool. So yeah, you guys have heard it, seen it, and felt it. It's awesome. I'm melting.
Sasha bought me a pair of jeans. She's trying to make me look better, and she's been buying me these pretty jeans.
You already look great. I'm just trying to give you some more,
I love it. I'm bragging on you. But I started in a size 44. I can fit in both of my whole body can fit in one leg of my old preacher pants. Sasha, what size did you buy me?
There was a 32 waist, and it was the last ones I bought you that were a 32 waist, and so they were 32, and I took them out.
Tight?
Huh?
Was they loose or tight?
They were loose. I couldn't believe. I was like, this is the same size the last ones I bought you, and I put them. I said, gosh, those look like they swallowed you. So, but yeah, it's great.
You know how I got there, Sasha?
How's that?
It's a Hemi. I turned my little 3-cylinder into a Hemi. It's a Hemi.
You've turned it up. You've been you have not been able to do because of the schedule that you're keeping right now. You've not been able to do the walking or the exercise that you're used to being able to do. So you've really, it's so cool to you're still, and you're a great exerciser. So for you to be still losing, and you've really paid attention, and it's amazing. So
can't stop the weight loss. Just
nope, can't stop it.
I'm eating my cereal, the new fit cereal. I'm eating whatchamacallit void replacements. I'm taking I'm just doing the thing, y'all. Just doing the thing every day and thinking about how delicious it is.
Yep.
I'm not going, I wish I could have something else, It's just delicious. We had pizza a few nights ago. I mean, how do you beat this kind of living? And you get all the side effects of it, all the invisible side items of weight loss, your husband bragging on you, your wife bragging on you. This is a beautiful thing. You've got to talk yourself into it and not out of it. We're watching so many people do what I used to do. And now it's like, I wish I could go back to my younger self and just shake him. I need to redeem the time now, but I wish I could go back and shake him, because all this time I made it so hard when it was so easy. I missed out on so much life. I don't want to think about that. It's too late. But I missed out on so much life. I could have just got it done if I would have just quit, stop, make excuse, and focus on what I can have, not on what I can't have. I would have had a Hemi much earlier. Food is not that good, y'all. It's not that good. Been there, done that. I love food. It's great. Don't get me wrong, but overindulging in it makes you feel terrible. Amen, Tammy. Amen. That's right, Charles. Love the ProFlex bar. Thing's good. Bright said, I catch my wife looking at me when I walk across the room. I love it. I love it. Awesome. Relationships are improving. It's also been known to break a few people up. Not something we want to brag about, but it's also been known to break a few people up. Somebody ain't getting treated right, and then all of a sudden they lose all that weight and somebody comes along and treats them right. Yep, it's been a problem that way too. Not that that's a good thing. Be careful. Better be on your game with your spouse. That's the real big deal with Sasha and I, to take care of ourselves for the other one.
Yeah, and well, for you, for yourself, but you have a lot of, sometimes when people know you the way that you are, when you're starting to change and they're not, it's really hard for them to accept and understand and embrace. And you might build more confidence because you've lost the weight, and you might internally, you just feel so different about yourself, and a lot of people around you end up not being on the same page as you are. So if they are willing to meet you and kind of give you that, give you that support and give you the, share in the success of you and not feel like it's taken away from something, then, your whole family, your spouse, everything's going to be better if they will jump on board and not see it as a, we ran into that a lot where people are like, well, I've hit this particular mark and now my family seems to be, or my spouse seems to be, not, no longer supportive, or if they're not liking this newfound, confidence I have, or I want to go do stuff and they don't want to go, or they just seem to be, frustrated with you being successful and they are, not growing with you. So, you have to be, willing to grow with each other and not let either one of you, be like those crabs in the bucket and drag the other down, but just keep on growing. And it's interesting because you can see how people, it used to be, some people would phrase it the divorce diet early on, because it was like you just gained so much confidence. And see, if you can bring your whole family with you and everybody enjoy it and be better. But there are some people in our lives, unfortunately, that don't like to see us change, and it makes them a little jealous and a little afraid of that. So, but press into it and pray. And Chris just said, pray for them. I don't know if she's talking about this or talking about something else, but pray for them, and that they'll see the benefit that they will get as well. So
I'm not going to jump in. Thank you. That was great comments. And then Kanisha asked, cannot find super creamer half and half. So I just looked it up. Is Joni here? Joni, can you make sure we put this one in the library if it is not in the library? This is a super, is this it, sis? I think I'm talking to Kanisha. Is this the one, Kanisha? Okay, so this one will be approved. It's 15 calories or less, 0 carbohydrate. This is a great one. So Sasha, can we make sure that somebody puts this super creamer in the library? We don't want to lose this one. This is a good one that she's found. Can you hear me, Sasha?
sorry, yes, I was giving you a thumbs up. Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
Yeah,
My bad.
sorry.
You can have it. Yeah, one serving in your coffee would still be a freebie. Good find, Kanisha. Beautiful find for the coffee. That's how we roll around here. We're building it together. Super coffee, half and half. I like it. I love it. I'm glad to find that one. Way to go. Everybody, big round of applause for Kanisha. She come through for us. That's one of the items that can really, really get folks in trouble, is because the coffee is pre-digested. And if you put some sugar in it, it ain't like putting a little sugar on food. It's bad, 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 bad. So great find. Anybody else? Sasha, I think we're a good team. I like having you in class.
Well, thank you. I like being here. I do.
Amanda says I have a creamer problem, not a coffee problem. I like to put like a vanilla protein powder in it, or an RTD, ready to drink vanilla. That's what I like to do. Then you turn that coffee into a booty burning coffee.
Hey, Travis.
Kim, you missed the super creamer. We were talking the super coffee half and half creamer. Yes, ma'am, Tammy.
There's a question. Is the stain equal to spark?
There's 3 different ones, to be clear. There's your electrolyte one that's better than the alternative. For certain reasons, contractual reasons, I got to be careful how I say this. So sustain, rehydrate is what I would recommend for low blood sugar episode or electrolyte imbalances. Then you have pre-active. That is their version of the other one. Then you have the post-active. That is the best post-workout recovery drink I've ever seen for people who are trying to lose weight. So, yep. Can we have liquid IV? That sounds familiar. Sasha, if you'll talk to them, I'll go look at liquid IV. I don't know if you checked the library. I'm assuming when y'all ask me, you have not checked or you have checked the library. It's sugar-free, so let me double check. I'm looking for the calories. I need to know the calories on it. I'm not seeing them on their website. That's always a red flag to me.
Yeah, sorry,
For time's sake, I'll have to let y'all do that. So liquid IV is sugar-free. That's the good sign, but it's a bad sign that I can't quickly find the nutritional label. So you need to make sure it's 15 calories or less. And then I don't see any problem with it as an approved beverage. Ooh, I don't like that, Kimberly. 45 calories in a pack. I'm not liking that. Where are those calories coming from? Is it protein or fat or carbs? If it's just hydration, unless there's some other benefit, without me doing more research here in a live class, I can't suggest it without really looking into it. It has sugar in it too. No, we don't want to do that. Thanks, Johnny. 11 carbs. We don't want to do that. The only time you would be safe to do that would be right after an intense workout. Then right after an intense workout, that's not going to harm you. It's going to be pulled right into your muscles, and that would be a good thing. But it's not something without more of a research time that we want to use, because we would have to describe how to use it.
we had some
This one is 25 calories, 6 grams of carbs. If you're looking for hydration, I would think more of something better, but go ahead, Sasha. I'm sorry. Bought it for my sick daughter because of promotion, and probably for your daughter who's sick and needs to be hydrated. Again, that's why I said description. There's a lot of stuff that we can have, but I'm always assuming that everybody here is asking about weight loss. So with knowing that, I would think your daughter would be fine to keep her hydrated while she's not feeling well. Because the goal shouldn't be with our children to weight loss anything. They should just eat healthy. And I don't see a problem with it. But for an adult, that might slow us down. And anything that's going to slow you down significantly, for obvious reasons, I'm going to try to say no, because we get so discouraged if we're not losing max weight. So Jessica said there is one that's 15 calories, then I would have no problem with it. Claudia says a pinch of Celtic salt helps with hydration. Yes, Himalayan salt is good as well. A pinch of that in our water. That can help replace our electrolytes. So can Celtic salt. Good call. Advocare Rehydrate works really well for that same reason. Anybody else? Remember, when you're intermittent fasting and you're working out, you're depleting yourself of valuable, necessary electrolytes. So you might, and you'll start getting cramps at night when you sleep. So a good electrolyte replacement that doesn't spike insulin is what we're looking for. That's why I held up that Sustain.
We had a great, some good news to report on our weight loss results and stuff yesterday and today, and some new partners. And Martha was really sweet to comment on about her partner contribution. She said, "Thank you for your continued support, even when I did not believe I could do it." And she wants to give to us so that we can continue to give. Thank you so much. That was Martha Ellen Williams. That means the world to us, because we just feel like if somebody doesn't do this program, they are so missing out. Because we were talking to somebody, was it one of the people last night, Travis, and they just said, it's so easy. It really, you think taking a pill is going to be easy. No. This is easier. It really is easier. It's just a very, but you got to get past that negative, and get past the past, got to undo the damage that we've all done in thinking the way we think. So it's so easy. And I'm so glad that she realized that, yes, that she just needed to get that little bit of push, and she did it. And is doing it. So thank you, Martha, for that. And thank you, Lisa, for increasing your partnership. And Sierra, thank you so much for partnering with us as well. She wrote a really nice thank you. And all of these times when you have something to share about Shibboleth, we always add them to our partner page as well, so that everybody can kind of see and what people are experiencing with Shibboleth. It means so much to me to hear that. So we read every one of them, and they mean the world to us. So thank you so much for that. And
cannot do it without y'all. We're trying to operate in the big leagues with a shoestring budget, and they cannot do it without our partners' help. And by the way, tomorrow's partner class, exclusive for partners, is Perfect Pairings. Go ahead, Sasha. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. There's a couple of, we had Amy Maley earned her 10-pound badge yesterday. Lade McDonald earned his 25-pound badge yesterday, and Kerry Rogers earned his 50-pound badge yesterday. So yes, yay, that's awesome. We had so Lade also earned his 25%. I'm sorry, where is my 10%? Your 10% shirt. Earned your shirt. Hey, Carrie, thank you. Congratulations. 50 pounds, nothing to shake a stick at. That's amazing. That's fantastic. Congratulations. We had I want to shout out too to Elizabeth Murphy. She earned her 10% shirt.
That's my girl.
Congratulations. Yeah, she's doing it. She's doing it. Way to go, Elizabeth. Victoria Blankenship earned her 25-pound badge as well. So congratulations, Victoria. And Sherry Snell, Lori Wood, and Selena Lemons all earned their 10-pound badges the 26th, so the day before yesterday. So congratulations, all of you. It's just going. And then a special shout out to Tasha Russian. I don't know if she gets to come to class. She's always posting on Facebook. She's a beautiful young lady. She has been a member for the past 4 years. She's lost 68 pounds. She's kept it off. She in 2019, she's kept it off and maintained. She does everything that she's supposed to do. She has earned her Shibboleth Master badge. So
she's gonna get a buff.
She's going to get a buff. She's going to get a buff. But y'all, she lost it in 2019, and you see her posting. She's a great. She stays engaged, and she's kept it off since 2019. So congratulations, Tasha. We're very excited to send you that buff when when we
Yeah.
get those in. So
Awesome.
amazing.
All right. So I promised before the end of class fast track. So we're going to see what they know real quick, and then we'll end this show. There may be some more questions that we finish up with, but so we've been talking to a lot of people that are starting the program, and they're like asking questions that are easily, we love answering questions, but we don't want to waste your time. We'd rather answer questions that are outside of the scope of fast track. This is your fast track. When we look, most of the time, Sasha, if they're struggling, they haven't earned their fast track badge. So we need you could go through this before I could even have a talk with you. Okay. And if you look at the curriculum, it's perfect. Your water, journaling, food combining for insulin control, food combinations, portion control, timing. What is the fat bus, EFB, MCT, condiments, finding your why, your resources, then you take the test. This is where people have success. So let's make sure we install properly. Are y'all ready? Let's answer some questions. Have you watched? That's the wrong one. We'll start with this. What are the two Shibboleth modes? What are the two modes? Blue and purple, silver and gold, or weight loss and maintenance? We're either eating to lose weight or to maintain. How many types of days are there in the Shibboleth program? 2, 5, or 7? Right. Now, somebody did mention, well, there's a lot more than that because there's tiger and lion. No, those are just all parts of a perfect day. They're just more restrictive versions of a perfect day. What are the two types of days in the Shibboleth program? Holiday and perfect. How many holidays are you allowed in a calendar month in weight loss mode? 6. How many holidays in maintenance? 12. How many components are there to a perfect day? 6. There are 6. What do you call all the components of a perfect day? The shield. What are the 6 components of a perfect day? Water, journaling, combinations, portions, timing, bless the name of the Lord. How many perfect days does it take to get in efficient fat burning mode? 2. Water is the first component of the shield. What is the minimum amount of water you can drink each day to meet the requirement? Very good. 64 ounces. 64, not 128. Good try, though. You can have up to that or more. Optimally, how much water should you drink? Here you go. A gallon. To meet the journaling component of the Shibboleth shield, how much of what you eat in a day do you need to journal? I love it. How many categories? When people say, this is so hard, you probably could answer these without even going through the material. How many categories of food do you use in Shibboleth? 7. What category is category 1? Category 2, all the way through. So I'm going to stop there. Go through the test, submit it, earn your fast track badge, and go through it at least once a year. By the way, my version of it, there's old daily doses. Kim's held the line for a while. Now we're having to do it for corporate accounts. We're going to put it here. You can also find my version of fast track. Same stuff. Okay. Whew. It's a lot of talking. Any final questions, comments, Sasha? Anything you've got?
No, sir, I don't think so. I think we're good. I think we're good. So, yep, fast track is where it's at. So, yeah, and you're adding some stuff. So yeah, so that'll be fun to have in addition supplement you know, Kim's stuff, and then the daily doses. Yeah, Brian, if you haven't watched his daily doses yet, you're in for a treat.
Yeah, that was when I was having nervous breakdowns, and I still did it
They're so good. They're so good. They're
many
so good.
years
So,
ago. I'm
Colton,
looking for Kim Arnold's comment question. I don't see it. She said that she asked a question. I don't see it. Somebody help me out.
yeah, we'll look for that.
Yeah,
So
let me know when you find it. I can't find it. Kim, we're gonna look for it.
they're asking for an update on Colton, babe.
Colton is 2 pounds now, put on a pound. We're still praying. I hope y'all keep praying for my daughter and son-in-law and their son, Colton, who was born. They had to take him at 6 months, and he's in the hospital, but we're praying. Appreciate all the prayers, amazing prayers from y'all. Appreciate it.
So two things. One is the fat models behind you. Yep. If you'll, how much are those?
This is how much space, exactly how much space on the body 5 pounds of fat takes up. There's 17,500 calories stored in this pound, these 5 pounds. This is how much space 1 pound of fat takes up on the body. Exactly. So when we lose 1 pound of fat, we've really accomplished a lot. 3,500 calories stored in each pound.
Hey, Travis,
And
Yes, ma'am.
Kim Arnold was asking, she says, I have looked, and unless I missed it, what's the big reason the 50-calorie OJ can't be had, and could it be used as your condiment? I used to drink my, whatever that is, spirulum, and wheatgrass, and etc. It goes down better. So she's wanting to know about, can she use a 50-calorie OJ as a condiment?
No.
yeah, I
no.
had asked her how many grams of sugar was that, and she says it's 10 grams of sugar, 50 calories. So
No, it's not. When you drink orange juice with sugar or orange juice, that's fruit sugar, spikes blood sugar immensely, and you're having it in a pre-digested form. So it's never good to do that. If you wanted to know personally how to do it, if you wanted to add wheatgrass to it and have it very early in the day because you believe in that, then you'll be fine. I just don't want other members doing that, because it's not a condiment unless you put it on food. So if you use 50 calories of OJ on real food, dense protein, you could get away with it. It still wouldn't be ideal, but it's not a condiment unless it's going on food. Wheatgrass doesn't slow down digestion that much. So you're basically taking about 10 grams of sugar and literally injecting it for rapid blood sugar rise. And it's not ideal, but if somebody just wants to do it because they want to get their wheatgrass in and it's more palatable to them, if you did it very early in the day, probably would be fine.
yeah, there's we didn't have many choices for orange juice or to supplement that years ago, or to replace that, avoid replacement. But there's the high protein drinks that are fruit drinks, and they have so many different flavors now. And I believe, I'm not in the center right now to look, but I believe there's an orange. It may just actually be orange. It may be like orange peach or orange mango, different things like that. So if it's the flavor that you're looking for, and those are actually a little bit thicker as well, because they're high protein. So they're great to mix with anything. I mean, you can mix them with the Spark, or you can mix them with the collagen, or you can mix them with, they're great. They're great when you need that a little extra protein in your meal. So they're, you could maybe try one of those. They have a cran grape. They have a ton of flavors. It's really a great way to get in some extra protein.
You also could take a tablespoon of that Wellness Company fiber, and that would prevent that blood sugar rise, because I think you signed up for that wellness club. So if you took their fiber and mixed in it, I think that would take care of the problem.
Tons of options now. There are. That's right, Tammy. There's tons.
There's nothing you can't have. It's just that there's no way to work one-on-one with every person because of our mission and how we're doing things. So there's nothing you can't have. So what we do is give you the broadest way possible that would work no matter what people pick. But then you have these outliers, like you can make adjustments and do it, but it might not be right for somebody else because, you know, you got to slow down that blood sugar rise, because if your blood sugar goes above 120, you can't efficiently burn fat.
Travis, I know we gotta go, but do you know, Claudia is new and I haven't checked the library, but is there a protein shake? Does maybe the wellness company has this, but that doesn't have whey or soy?
Yeah,
A
the
protein
wellness
shake?
company has the pea protein. They have ProFlex, but it's pea protein. I don't think, you have to check. I don't remember. I'm still trying to commit it all to memory, but I don't think that they have any whey or soy in it. I think it's just pea protein. I could be wrong, but that's my guess, is that that's why they developed that one. And then Beverly has a plant-based protein. It's pea protein.
That's right.
Beverly.
Yeah, Beverly does. And
And then hemp protein is probably the best on the planet. Hemp protein. Rocky Mountain Grains has hemp protein. Then you have something non-allergenic. Hemp protein's awesome for you, by the way. I'm surprised that hadn't proliferated like pea protein. So hemp protein may be the best protein on the planet Earth outside of animal protein. Hemp protein is amazing for you, and it's non-allergenic. If it's not mixed with anything, highly absorbable too. A lot of people don't realize most of the protein, that's what I like about ProFlex. You're going to absorb more of it than you will an ordinary whey. So you're actually absorbing what you're consuming, as opposed to most protein powders on the market. You're not even absorbing it. You're just throwing your money away. Yeah, Diane said there is a pea protein. I don't think sometimes they'll mix pea protein with whey for other reasons, for the slow release time, but I bet that they formulated it for our vegans. So and for non-dairy, lactose intolerant people.
you are just full of information. It blows my mind. I'm like, and more, and more, and more. It's crazy. You could talk all day about
But it's
it.
all I know. I don't know anything else, as you know. Travis, will you change that light fixture? I go, call Melvin. I don't know how. Never, Cindy, never.
No. Yep.
Hey, Travis, we've got a couple more Q&As real quick.
Don't Aaron have a 10% badge? Don't we have a badge? We have a badge, right?
It's a badge shirt. Yep. It's a shirt.
Okay.
The badge is shaped
Get that boy a badge. Get him a different kind of
He's
badge.
earned his badge. He has earned that badge. So we
Sorry, Tammy. Sorry. There's a delay on my end. That's why it sounds like I'm interrupting. Tammy, did you have something?
Yes, there's a couple more Q&As before we go.
Okay. My pleasure.
Teresa Hatcher wants to know, is there a way to know if a person is losing fat versus muscle?
You're always losing both. So there's no way to lose weight and only lose fat, and there's no way to gain weight and only put on muscle. Now, with that said, yes, the answer is yes. You can do body fat composition testing, and you can watch your trend. You can pay attention to your trend. You can use your Renpho scales, pay attention to the trend. If the body fat if you're losing weight and the body fat percentage is going up, you're losing muscle and too much of it. Does that make sense, everybody? That's how you know. The best way is for you to learn how to use a set of calipers. because those devices can be wrong and formulas can be wrong. But if you know how to use calipers, they're not wrong. I quit doing caliper testing because I got in trouble. I pinched a woman and she bruised and her husband wanted to fight. I didn't want to get beat up. So no more of that stuff. My wife was with me. She wanted me to do it, but you have to really pinch the punk out of somebody to do a caliper test to do it right.
Yeah, I don't like it when you do that to on me. So yeah, I don't. It's probably not something we should do to other people. But
I've been through a lot. That's going to make another good book.
Yep, another little chapter
Remember
right
that guy that burned all my spark in the woods?
there. I do.
It's been quite a journey, hasn't it, Woodrow?
It has.
What movie's that from?
Yeah,
It's been quite a journey, hasn't it, Woodrow?
that's the. I know it, but it's not. Oh my gosh, the name's not coming to White Earth.
Lonesome Dove.
Lonesome Dove. Okay, oh, it's this close. Lonesome Dove.
My goodness, Woodrow, it's been quite a journey, hadn't it? Lonesome Dove, that's right.
Okay, my friends, one more question.
All right.
Michelle Culpepper wants to know this. If I wanted to make an approved shake and added fruit and Miralax fiber for constipation, would the fiber offset the carbs from the fruit? And could that be an approved meal replacement?
I wish you would use a higher quality fiber than Miralax, something that's the proper ratio of high quality soluble to insoluble fiber. But I will do that for you right now and run it through my recipe checker. If y'all need to go, you can go. I'm going to help her because she's good to the program. So hang tight. Tammy, you got that nearby?
Yes, it's actually in the Q&A section.
Okay, you might have to help me with it because I'm on a different screen.
Okay.
All right, let me get my little recipe macro checker up. And I'll give y'all all a recipe. How about that? I just wish you wouldn't use Miralax, but I bet I can't talk you out of it. Okay, tell me again the ingredients.
Approved protein shake. And I think she uses Beverly UMP. Miralax. And fruit. She didn't say what type of fruit.
I need to know what type of fruit.
Berries are the best. She said berries. And Michelle, you're using the Beverly UMP? Yep. See, I knew it. So those are two good things in the mix. I think Advocare and the Wellness Club both have good fiber. She wants to know the best type of fiber.
The new wellness company fiber is the best I've ever seen. Y'all knew that was coming, huh?
Yeah. They have
Okay.
such good products.
Can somebody type this for me?
Yeah.
For her, 1 scoop of Beverly UMP. One half cup of mixed berries. One serving of Miralax. Can she throw me some spinach in there? Or is that going to mentally mess her up because it's spinach?
She said yes, and I love spinach in mine.
Throw some spinach in there and then use water or Egg Whites International to mix it with, and she'll have a blowtorch shake. A blowtorcher.
Okay, I'm going to read it back to you.
All
1
right.
scoop of Beverly UMP,
Yep.
a half a cup of mixed berries,
Yep.
1 serving of Miralax,
Yep.
some spinach, probably a handful or so,
Got it. Handful.
water, or Egg Whites International.
Right. And if she just wants to use it, she can use unsweet almond milk, but I wouldn't. That's what I would do. I don't know how good that's going to taste, but from a macro standpoint, it works out perfectly. You could do black cherries. Mango would not be as good, but you could do mango. It just wouldn't be as good from a weight loss perspective. Hope that helps. Get you some good fiber, though.
And then Patricia wants to know if she can do that same recipe, but using the wellness fiber as an eating episode with that shake stuff.
I hope that you will, because it's going to be much better. Sorry, Michelle. I'm just being truthful. There's levels to your fiber, and this is the highest quality fiber product I've seen on the planet. The Fiber Gourmet fiber is good too, though, but this one's better. It's a lot better. You're welcome. Yes, thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Tammy, did you see Michelle? She's wanting to become a partner. Thank you. We need you. Anybody else? Did Sasha leave? She left. Sasha went bye-bye. All right, y'all. That was a long one. Sorry. I hope everybody got what they needed. I hope you have a perfect day. We love y'all. We'll see you next time. God bless. Thanks, Tammy.